Okay, everybody, I'm back at the bus work. I got a bunch of ribs for the ceiling laid out yesterday, and now I'm going to start cutting. Got about 22. This is a 10-foot 2x4, 10 foot 2x10 pressure treated. You can see I've got a bunch of partials, and then this is you can get that. This one is a full piece up to there. So I've got a mix of partial and full ribs. So I'm gonna get cutting.
We're living life on the road in a vintage bus.
Hi, I'm Victor.
And I'm Andrea. Our journey began in illness, searching for places we could heal.
We don't know where we're going, but we're finding moments of joy along the way.
If you're new to our channel, this is the second video in a series. To find out more about our story, watch episode 1. In this video, we are pushing to get the ceiling insulation finished before we attempt to make a mad dash to Salt Lake City to catch a Tool concert during their 2023 Fear Inoculum Tour, and to hopefully show our chronically ill teenager that life is worth living. While Victor was working on the interior of the bus, I was going through our belongings and deciding where it was all going. It was either coming with us, going to storage, being donated, sold, or heading to the dump. This process was difficult. It took an emotional toll because a lot of it had some emotional value or impact. Photo albums, clothes, shoes, my violin, old toys, and so on. Victor and I had essentially blended our families and both had decades worth of stuff to merge into one household, so a lot of it got put into storage, which at the time was a storage container and then a garage with no climate control. Do you know what happens to stuff stored in cardboard boxes and plastic tubs if there's no climate control and if rodents can get to it? Well, we can show you. We are going through our stuff in the garage, and we just opened up a box of kitchen stuff, which has been in storage for 7 years. 8 years? 8 years.
Yeah, this
is what mold does. Well, and rodents. This is rodents.
But then this is mold.
This is mold on the handle of something.
It's a basting brush. Silicone basting.
So there was a little bit of residue on there from
silicone has been
cooking.
chewed off. Rodents have chewed that off.
Mold will grow in it. It has a little bit of organic matter.
They chewed the.
Oh my God! Look at that wooden spoon.
They chewed the wooden spoon.
Well, then the mold grows on their urine too.
Yeah,
It's disgusting.
like there's a. Oh God, that's all silver.
Wow, is that the silverware we were going to use? It is. This is a set we were thinking we would use. Oh no.
Wow.
Oh, there's more down in there.
I'm sure there's more.
Oh my God. It's like reverse Christmas. It's a terrible gift.
Let's see what is ruined and how badly.
Oh, the silverware's metal. We can wash it.
I think so. And it's covered, so we can just get rid of all of this fabric.
Wow.
That is just disgusting.
You know, you think you're doing something good by
They don't actually
moving and putting your stuff in storage?
They have the nest, but they don't actually make nastiness around their nest. They do it outside. The nest is clean in there, for the most part.
This is why climate-controlled storage is important. I feel very happy paying for it now, after seeing this.
That's mold and soil. It's turned into soil. Whatever.
Mold will break down anything that it can. Some of the bus project had worked out easily. The actual purchase and drive home with it went well, thankfully. But once we got deeper into it, we began coming up against roadblocks in many forms. Physical problems, financial struggles, illness-related challenges, and just general discouragement and depression. Yes, I think we were all depressed. We were at a point where we were either going to push on with this huge project or go down with the sinking ship, so to speak.
God.
That baking pan, I think, might have been mine. Oh, wow. Those are really nice, actually. Yeah, I think that was mine. Oh my God. Okay, I'm just going to put it outside. This can be cleaned.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are all mine. Oh, my knives. Oh, I was hoping for this. I missed my knife set.
Yeah, well, that's garbage. I think you want that.
Wow.
So
Oh my God.
disgusting. Haven't even.
No, you need to wash your hands. Glassware can be cleaned. Oh, do you want me to put it outside?
It's liquid. I mean,
It's pee.
It's pee. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Oh, that. Oh my gosh, I loved that thing. I had no idea. Freaking love that thing.
It's actually
Wow.
doesn't look good.
I'm gonna clean it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clean it.
You know, we might be able to. I might be able to mount that in the faucet.
That's what I'm thinking,
LED.
right? So during this time, we began to explore the concept of sitting with discomfort. It wasn't by choice, but by necessity. I'm talking about a kind of mindfulness practice, trying to remain present and centered while experiencing roadblock after roadblock. At the time, this was very difficult. There was this sense of time going by too fast, my kids' teen years passing them by, the summer shifting into autumn, the impending winter, the financial crunch of putting all our money into this old rusty bus after years of existing struggle, having come out of the pandemic with my career permanently on hold and Victor's business having taken a huge hit. How do you sit with all those feelings? You basically have two choices. Feel them, accept them, keep going, or avoid, evade, escape in whatever way you can. For us and a lot of people, those escapes are TV, phone, alcohol, shopping, whatever it may be. And that's all temporary. Once that brief high from a great series, like The Expanse, for example, we love that. Or an evening binging on food or drink, or watching reels for an hour. Once that wears off, you're back at the same point, feeling the uncomfortable things. This mindfulness practice involved finding joy in the small things when we could. Oh. What are they from?
College art. Cubism. Yeah, you had to take a bird and then make these. Yeah.
That's fun. Blue-winged kookaburra.
I think the ones I wrote on were the ones that I thought were better that I maybe submitted.
Well,
Painted each piece. That part of this was like an all-nighter. And
Wow.
I hated all-nighters.
No.
I remember doing this with my buddy.
I never pulled an all-nighter in college.
I procrastinated too long.
We're a couple of cool dudes. These are cool dudes. That's great. I can say that off camera.
And that's it. There's some great pictures. A lot of them like silly expressions that obviously didn't work because of
Oh my god. I think you showed me this, but I barely remember it. Wow. We had our go-to things: coffee, cats, long walks, meals that we enjoyed, YouTubers who shared their own vulnerable stories. In fact, thinking back on it, there are some YouTubers who really helped us keep going. Escaping into other people's stories and struggles helped us feel less alone and inspired us to eventually share our own story with the hope that it might help someone else. I also spent a lot of time on Facebook in groups for mold illness and PANDAS, which was both affirming and scary. I did make some great online friends through those groups, some of whom I expect will be in-person friends eventually.
While the ceiling was in progress, the next step of the build was to put in some exhaust fans for over the stove and the shower. Having the ceiling open, being able to see all of the structure, made this process, cutting holes in the bus roof, way easier. I'm using this vintage tool that was my grandfather's, and I remember as a kid him helping me use this exact saw in his workshop. That's me and my brother in my grandpa's workshop working on a project.
Oh, shit.
What is that?
This is a fan motor that my grandfather made
Oh, I remember that.
by hand when he was a teenager. This was a bell
Oh.
that he drilled out for the front and made this bolt, and then whoops. Yeah, he drilled it out with sheet metal. I think he maybe found a can or something that he made all of the windings. He cut all of the. It's so full of mold, but I can't throw it away. Like, it used to work.
Put it in storage.
You know, when I was a kid, I saw it running, but the wires have broken now. But
Just took another load to the storage unit, and I'm experiencing some weird brain fog from going through our garage. I don't know what kind of mold it is, but it's got a little bit of a different smell, and it goes right to my head. And like it's sort of like I feel like I got a lobotomy, but not happy, like a sort of disturbed lobotomy. And I woke up today with the worst dark circles under my eyes that I've ever had. And maybe if I'm brave enough, I'll flash a picture of it across the screen here, because I took a picture thinking I'm gonna do a before and after comparison. Maybe, you know, in like 6 months or something, I'll wake up and take another waking up picture with no makeup on and stuff. Pre-coffee picture. See if I look any different. But I was thinking, it's like, I don't know how, and there are probably some scientific papers and doctors that know how, but it's like it's breaking down my body's strength and support system, like collagen, and I don't know what my bones look like. Hopefully I'm not hopefully not losing bone density, but you know, I'm 48, so maybe I am anyway. But I feel like a rubber band that's like stretching and getting stretchier, you know, like I can sit down and my spine just slips out of alignment. And I've always been a little bit hypermobile, but it's so much worse now. And I feel like a little bit out of my mind. And so I just put a bunch of that stuff in storage, and it's gonna sit there for however long. And I'm so curious to see how it is when we open it up again. I know other people have done this, but we're paving our own way. Everybody's situation is different, and you know, even though other people are sharing their journeys, I think ours is probably going to be interesting too. been awake for a while and I've had coffee and I start to feel better. Like I really just, I don't know what it's doing to my brain and my chemistry in particular, but the coffee, and I think maybe it's the dopamine, I don't know. The coffee is like the only way that I'm surviving right now. I'm just kind of like barely getting by right now, and we have more to do. Storage is filling up, and the garage is emptying out, which is good, but we still have bus work to do. Anyway, just thought I'd make a quick little update. We're soldiering on. During this time, I prayed a lot. I'm not religious, though I grew up with a strong belief system, and received bachelor's and master's degrees in religious studies. Actually, I think the more I studied and learned critical thinking, the less I could just blindly have faith. I believe I went through what you would call a dark night of the soul from 2020 to this point in 2023. I know from communicating with other PANDAS parents that experiencing a loss of faith is really common. How do you watch your child suffer and not question? My version of prayer was to ask for support, for signs from the universe, for guidance about what to do next. It seemed like we had exhausted the support we had, and the medical care required for PANDAS was out of pocket and ridiculously expensive. I started hearing an owl at night and felt like it was a kind of answer, a guiding spirit, a signal of hope. Something I haven't mentioned yet is that my dad passed away in 2019 from a long battle with frontotemporal dementia, or FTD. It's the same type of dementia that Bruce Willis has now. It's an absolutely awful illness, and its progression is intensely hard on the family and caregivers. So we went from his death, which was heartbreaking and difficult for me to process, to the pandemic and my kids' worsening illness. Through all of this, I had moments of strange experiences at times. I felt like my dad was saying, "Keep going," when I heard that owl. Sometimes there were two owls communicating back and forth. I found out that they were barred owls. They have a very particular hoot and are fairly large, beautiful birds. I was still up most of the night, often going to sleep at dawn when my kid finally went to bed, and so I was awake for the sunrise nearly every day. It still remains my favorite time of the day. There were always deer in the yard, friendly shapes in the mist, birds beginning to sing, or in winter the silence of the freeze covered everything, but that orange glow at the horizon gave the illusion of warmth. Sometimes I would go outside and have a fire at dawn and watch the sunrise before I went to sleep. This was a very weird experience, and I'll never forget it.
You might be wondering why I'm cutting out the finished floor. MCI buses like ours are made with a sloping floor from front to back, so passengers have a bit of a view over the seats in front of them. For us, this means that the headroom gets lower as we walk to the back of the bus. I'm 6'1", and the ceiling height is an issue for me. I have to be careful of not banging my head on the ceiling in our bedroom. By removing the finished floor under the shower pan, we gain over 2 inches of headroom, which makes it possible for me to stand in the shower. This shower seemed like it would be a simple installation, but figuring out where to run the drain for the shower so that it avoided critical bus structure was quite a puzzle. I had to remove more of the finished walls in the shower area, which in turn ultimately caused more delays and more work.
I didn't exactly want to leave my family's beautiful property, but I also knew I had to get my kid into a drier climate to see if it helped. It was becoming clear that mycotoxins from the mold were probably the main cause of the brain inflammation that is the hallmark of PANDAS. This was a young person's life at stake, and we had to do whatever we could to give them the chance to expand into a fully experienced life. On the other hand, I was working on radical acceptance. Through these years of struggle, I've come to the conclusion that every experience is valid, meaningful, and important, even the ones we label as bad. I think about it this way: we are the universe experiencing through us. You could say God is experiencing through us if that feels more comfortable. If that is true, then even if we label something as "this should not be," that is only our interpretation. It may be that it is the perfect experience for that soul and for the universe or God. So I was pushing forward with my mama bear ferocity, fighting for my kid to have a life, while working on radical acceptance of the moment and situation at hand. To say it was an exercise in strength and stoicism, along with surrender, is an understatement. It was complicated. The owl helped, and I continued to hear it for the duration of our work.
Hey everybody, it's another day of working the bus. We got shower pan set in, cut out, set into the wall, and I have a temporary little bits of patching here to bring the level back up where I initially had the shower pan away from the wall. I had to take away the framing and insulation that was there in order to get the drain to clear the structure under the floor. So I have this wall framed rough, out. I have to still put one support there. I have to get some more of this 2x3. I'm using 2x3 to save a little space over 2x4, and I'm also I need the depth for the shower valve and stuff. So otherwise I could probably get away with this 2x2, which is 1.5 by 1.5. So this piece is cut, ready to go in, and then once I have more wood, this will get framed up. I have to figure out where the water PEX lines are going to come up, probably on this wall. I have more of the ceiling cut out, trimmed, and there's a 2x4 up there installed. so I can frame to it, and I have to figure out this. Probably gonna have to take this latch out, because if the shower wall comes straight up here, this is gonna be in the way. So I don't want to take the latch off, but I mean, I already took the latch. I don't want to take this part off, but you know, it used to look like this. That's the release. I was thinking about how to keep the window exposed here, and I might still do that and just do waterproofing from down here. I don't know. I have to. So many things to figure out. What's important and what's not. I just have it tight, but you can see I have got the Go board, the waterproof board down after I cut out the metal from the old seat track. Pain in the butt, but now it's flat and I don't have to shim this. Alright, just updating you here. Got the toilet in, it's attached, screwed down, secured. I have to figure out the water line. It's still not connected, where that's going to go through. And have to do that for the shower as well still. So just one thing left there. It's good. I mean, it's really close to the window, but I don't know. Yeah, it is what it is. You know, it's a small space, so I don't know. It's comfortable. It's the oval residential style and chair height, so it's cool. Anyway, that's one other job done.
If you've watched this far, you might have some idea of how the work felt endless. An additional thing we were juggling was the renovation and sale of a vintage park model trailer that we had on the property. We had visions of rehabbing it and selling it for a nice amount to help fund our travels. That also turned into a seemingly endless process with many roadblocks. Also, have you noticed that we kind of needed to clone Victor? Somehow he was working on both projects simultaneously while also trying to sell his work truck. We had essentially blown up our lives. We also had a foster cat living in the trailer who needed a home. It's hard to find a home for a cat these days. All the shelters are full, and even rescuers have full houses. Thankfully, we had a friend who helped us out with that one. Hey everybody! As you know, we are in a mad rush to finish the bus in about 24 days now, and I'm going over to see what kind of progress Victor has made on the bus so far. So what's going on?
Everything's done on the sides, the small pieces and the big pieces.
Nice insulation.
Yeah, it's, you know, I kind of did it quick and dirty.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, trying to make the best of it's pretty tight. I'm not going to seal this gaps and stuff.
Okay.
I don't think it's worth spending the time on that. Trying to spray foam or use caulking or something like that. So
Okay.
it's not ideal. I just made a clip about that, but
How long do you think it'll take to get the wood back on?
really, I'm not sure. Could be, probably maybe a day.
Okay.
You know, a few hours. Depends how much cutting. Some of it I have to cut around the new vents. But, probably gonna have to cut into the fourth sheet. I was hoping I might be able to return it, but I don't think so. We got this left.
This is where we're going to sleep. Doesn't that look cozy?
Yeah, right? Such a mess right now.
Yeah.
But it's really bugging me too.
When you're ready for us to help clean, we will come in here and clean.
So as soon as those boards go up, it's basically
Comes a storm.
it's been doing that. The nice thing is I get a breeze.
We live in a place right now where it just dumps water on us every day. It's going to be interesting to see how this looks in about 2 weeks.
Putting the ceiling back on is going to make a big difference.
Yeah.
It's going to look more finished when the wood's back on. So, but I can't put the wood in here because I need to do that pipe. And so I need to pull these things out. Got to drill. It's a little dark, so
It's okay. I'm also tripping over stuff.
yeah, it's impossible not to.
This poor guy is working really hard.
No. It's just pushing on, trying to get it done.
As we mentioned already, the deadline of the concert date was approaching. It seems foolish now that we thought driving a rusty vintage bus 2,100 miles to Utah to see the concert was a better idea than staying in Pennsylvania for another 2 months to see them locally. At the time, getting on the road felt more important than anything. It felt like life or death. We weren't wrong. The stakes were about to get a lot higher. There were many forces at play: increasing illness in our kid, the state of the bus, which had not been maintained properly for years. What surprises were lurking in the unseen crevices of the Rusty Raven, as we'd named her? Would our kid's body bounce back from the years of neuropsychiatric illness? Or were we in for more struggle? Would we make it to the concert?
You can really see where it's 1.5 inches out of square to the bus frame. This black is the frame of the bus, the roof. It is square, plumb to the sidewall. Guys, these are crate screws. They've got a drilling bit to go through the wood and the metal. That ain't moving. So much easier. Alright, it's just after 11, and except for the shower, I've got the ceiling done today. So, these corners, this whole back section, I gotta put a trim piece on the middle there. Yeah, there's always, trim pieces still left to do, but all the cutting and fitting. Now we've got this nice angled everybody, welcome to the 2-week mark. 2 freaking weeks, man. 14 days. I'm a little bit numb and trying not to freaking panic. Got the bus running. It's running all right. It sounds pretty good. Had it on a while. I think chasing down some stuff. It's raining. That's why I'm standing here underneath the doorway. Hopefully you can hear me trying this out. Switch cameras today. And, so I've got so much to do. I'm just going to start to get it done, power through, some massive effort into it. And I think tomorrow I'm going to do a small test drive with the bus, and so we'll film that, take it along, see if we can actually move this thing and see how it drives. Runs all right. Anyway, the The inside of the bus is just about how it was the last time you saw it. Been a lot of stuff, you know, bunch of drama with selling the trailer. What I haven't filled you in on yet is that the person came back and well, they messaged me in the afternoon on Friday saying that they wanted their deposit back. They weren't going to be able to move forward with the sale, and ultimately I think it's because I don't have a title. I bought it with a bill of sale, and it doesn't matter because I have it just parked. So it's, you know, I didn't really care. It's not a camper; it's a park model. So I'm just moving it to park. Anyway, they were uncomfortable with that, so they backed out. And so we thought that was taken care of, and it's not. So waiting to see if it pops, you know, if somebody else is interested. Anyway, in the meantime, moving forward with what needs to happen here to get us ready to go out on the road, move this thing. Anyway, I am going to film some stuff and get busy with whatever. I don't even know what. You'll see it when I do it.